We are now joined by our guest, Professor Vibhuti Rai, who's the Dean of Faculty of Science, joining us from Lucknow University. Thank you very much for joining us, Professor Rai.
Thank you.
Pleasure. What is the significance of this quake, considering the aftershocks, the after effects of it have been felt so far away? Should people still be worried? We've seen now the downgrade of that state of emergency down they've put it down, also in regions of Japan as well. Some people in Hawaii are saying that this disaster that they expected to happen hasn't. Should people still be worried?
Well, it's one of the highest magnitude earthquakes in the recent times. This particular area, the Kamchatka, this area is extreme eastern part of Russia, and is very close to Aleutian Islands, and is actually part of the ring of fire that we call surrounding the Pacific plate. This particular magnitude in an area which is almost very close to the ocean actually triggered the large scale tsunamis. And that's why all across the Pacific we are seeing the impact of it. And as I have read in the news recently, a few hours ago, very high alert has been put across, especially in the Hawaiian Islands, also in the west coast of USA, Canada, and also in Japan, especially north of Japan, in South China Sea. All these areas are actually covered by the impact of the tsunamis. So as far as the impact is, the main reason for this earthquake is basically the Pacific plate, which is actually hitting the Asian or Eurasian plate, as we call it. And that's how this is an area where large-scale earthquakes have happened in the past too. The last big earthquake hit it about 14 years ago. So there's nothing unusual, but as I understand, most of the countries surrounding the Pacific region is having early warning system, and necessary measures have been taken for evacuation of people near the coastal areas.
Professor Rai, obviously this is now hours after the initial earthquake has happened. Given the significant amount of earthquakes in the past, how long will people be bracing for aftershocks? How long will places still be reeling from this initial earthquake that happened hours ago now?
It's almost 12 hours, as I understand. The tsunamis actually they trigger from one point, but then there's a consistency as long as almost 12 to 24 hours. The impact can be because the waves are traveling in the water, and any area which is having deeper ocean near the coast have much higher impact because the amplitude of these tsunami waves is very high. So many of these regions are actually, they should have the warnings, especially in the island areas. It's, I think next 12 hours are also going to be crucial because this is not a usual earthquake. I mean, this earthquake is just, it triggered from the margin of the ocean. So its impact is going, and I'd say 8.8 is one of the highest in recent years. So the last I remember was about 8 from Kathmandu a few years ago. And there also, since it was in the land, the impact was mainly on the land areas. But here the tsunamis may continue for a few more hours. That's what I understand.
Professor Rai, how well prepared are countries, islands like Hawaii, in terms of tsunami early warning systems and also defences as well?
Well, there's all across the Pacific, there's a network of earthquake-related laboratories, and the seismographs, they are installed all across. So within a few minutes of the earthquakes, almost all the countries which are in the region, they get the information, I think within 5 minutes or so, and how big the earthquake is, that is also flashed out. So there was enough of time, I believe, for the coastal areas, especially to get the warning. And I think Japan and Hawaiian Islands, they have this kind of, some earthquakes, they are usually taking place because there's a Mariana Trench very close to east coast of Japan, the highest, deepest point on Earth, the Challenger Deep. And in the entire area, the earthquakes are quite a common feature. But certainly it's a matter of concern for all the authorities to ensure that there's a minimum effect on the life and property of people. And I think this early warning system is quite at place, and it's going to be effective. And I think there would not be much of casualties, as I understand.
Professor Rai, thank you very much for your insight and joining us on the programme. We now move on. China's Ministry of